Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be having a Rafael dos Anjos fighter showcase, and we're going to have some Division 19 and Division 20 online ranked gameplay. So to begin with, I think RDA is one of the better fighters to use in the lightweight division. If we go over some of his positives quickly, I believe that his leg kicks are very good and can be used very effectively. He's got brilliant submissions, so when I'm using RDA, I mainly like to control my opponents on the ground, but obviously he's got very good stand-up attributes as well. He's got good boxing, and he's got very good knees and elbows, and his elbows actually catch people off guard, as you'll see in this gameplay. So overall, I'd say his positives are he's got a well-rounded stand-up game. He's got good leg kicks, good boxing, good knees and elbows, and his wrestling, his clinch are very good, and his ground game, his submissions are ridiculous. So the only negative for me when it comes to RDA is unfortunately his chin health. He doesn't have very good chin health. If he gets hit or if he gets cracked, it does a lot of damage and it will build up, and it's quite easy to get the knockdowns with in the later rounds. So that's one thing to think about when using RDA. You don't want to take too much damage. So in the first gameplay here, we're facing Conor McGregor, and I believe he was Division 18 or Division 19. So starting off the fight, I don't want to throw anything too significant. It's a 5-round fight, so I'll take the first round off. I catch the kick there and he knees me. So now I know for the future, if I catch his kicks, he's going to try fly and knee me, which is always smart. So here I'm trying to just figure out what my opponent's doing. I'm trying little strikes, nothing to cause too much damage, but just to keep my opponent guessing. As you can see, I'm throwing the leg kicks early, and what I want to do is I want to get the fight to the ground realistically. But right now I'm trying to minimise what damage I take, because it's the first round. This gets Conor McGregor, which is always dangerous, and I'm just trying to see what my opponent's doing, trying to see what his stand-up's like, to see if I could compete with him. So at the moment, as you can see, I'm pushing him towards the fence when I'm pressuring him, and I'm trying to keep my stamina in a good position, keep my block in a good position. So I don't want this Conor McGregor pressuring me too much, because Conor's got amazing boxing, his power is ridiculous, and if he starts block breaking me, it won't take much for RDA's chin to get hurt. So realistically, I want to take my opponent down. As you can see, I missed the switch kick there and he went for the clinch and he didn't get it, so I go for the front kick here, just trying to put a little bit of pressure on. It's only the first round, so I don't want to go overboard and lose a lot of stamina. And he tries pressuring me back. I managed to dodge some of the punches, and right now I'm getting a good gauge for what his stand-up's like. So I'm trying to pick up on little patterns that can help me counter combos. I go for the knee there and he gets a good hook in. So as you can see, I'm just trying to work his body because it's McGregor. I'm feinting with the kicks, he doesn't start checking too many leg kicks, and I'm trying to watch my distance, trying to manage it well, so he has to come into me. As you see, I throw a good head kick there, good body kick, and the first round's just us both working each other out at the moment. And you see I try to go for an elbow there, but it's just out of range, so I'm pushing him back towards the fence. I don't like being the aggressor with RDA, and I catch his kick and take him down, which didn't deny, which I was quite surprised. So now that I've got him on the ground, it's where I want to be with RDA. RDA is amazing on the ground, he can dominate anyone, and I'm going to try to showcase that in both his clips. So right now I'm softening his head with the elbows and side control, denying his transitions, and there wasn't much time on the clock, otherwise I would have gone for the submission. So I get up here to try to do some damage to his head, do a good job of it, and that's the round over. So I thought that was a good round for me. We're trying to figure out what patterns, and I know that when I take him to the ground now, I know what side he goes to try and get out of side control, which is always good. and we done some good work on the ground. So on the feet, I'm going to try do some more body damage and see if I can tire the Conor McGregor and then start shooting the takedowns. And as you can see here, he gets a good stun with a head kick, and he pushes, and I get a devastating elbow knockout. This is probably the best elbow knockout I've seen on this UFC. It's definitely the best elbow knockout I've ever done, and it was unreal when I done it. I should have had the live reaction because that was filthy. I'm not sure if it shows a replay there, but I slipped and then hit him with the elbow on the way down because I knew the flying knee was coming, and that was the end of the fight. So as you can see, RDA, it's not, although his ground game is obviously his best feature, and if you was to use him, I'd recommend having a ground game plan. You want to get your opponent to the ground, you want to dominate. It doesn't matter who it is because he compete with the very best at lightweight. Tony Ferguson, RDA, Charles Oliveira, he can take those guys down and you can dominate. Obviously, you've just got to be a bit more careful because those guys are very good on the ground as well, and they have good submission offenses and ground and pound. But as you can see from the clips, his stand up is very good as well. If you're gonna stand up with an opponent, you're gonna want to use the leg kicks, the switch kicks to the body, your jab. You don't want to be too much in boxing range, but if it does go to boxing range, you've got the tools you need. You can throw your elbows, you can throw good boxing combinations and knees. And as you can see, obviously, a lot of people don't throw elbows, especially with RDA, and that's what happens when you throw an elbow that's perfectly timed. You'll get the finish like I just did against that McGregor. So right now we're fighting Justin Gaethje, and it's a Division 20 Justin Gaethje. So this is going to be a good fight. And coming into the fight, I don't want to take too much damage because Justin Gaethje is one of the better fighters to use in the lightweight division. So RDA's chin health isn't great. I don't want to take too much damage, and I'm looking to get this fight to the ground. And it's a 5-round fight. And my opponent does the right thing. He starts off by pressuring me very well, which is what you want to do with Justin Gaethje. And I'm being very cautious to try sneaking an elbow there, throwing the leg kicks, and obviously Justin Gaethje's got very good leg kicks as well. So I want to get this fight to the ground because he's already starting to break my block. So I'm very cautious that I'm throwing knees when he's in the pocket, blocking his leg kicks. So Justin Gaethje's obviously got very good wrestling, very good takedown defense, and when he's on the ground, he's very hard to dominate. So considering this is a Division 20 opponent, it was going to be a good test to see how good RDA's ground game is. So I'm waiting for the right time to try to get this fight on the ground, trying to minimise the damage I'm taking on the feet. I don't want my opponent pressuring me too much. So you can see he's doing a good job here. He's breaking my block and then trying to hit with an uppercut. Hits me with a good overhand there, and he's trying to work the body with a body uppercut as well, which is very smart. So right now I'm just trying to remain calm, trying to pick up on combos, trying to manage the distance, and trying to keep my block and head health in a good position. So I'm swaying, trying to dodge these punches, and he's starting to implement his leg kick, so I've got to be wary of that because I don't want too much damage to add up on my lead leg. So here I shoot for the takedown because I haven't shot already, just to see what he does. I shot, I believe, as he was trying to get a combo off, so he didn't expect it and he couldn't block it. Now he's on the ground trying to look for patterns, and I want to dominate him on the ground for the rest of this round because he's done a good job on the feet. So he managed to get the side control here, deny transition. And right now all we're doing is softening him up. And in side control I wouldn't recommend throwing loads of elbows. I normally throw 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and just make it unpredictable. So they don't just think you're just going to spam elbows and try to get out. So I only limit the elbows I throw, so it does a good job of getting up. And I do a good job swaying the leg kick up. He just misses it and I hit him with a good body shot. And so right now I'm confident because when I got into the ground, I've done a relatively good job of denying his transitions. And it's only round 1, so I'm just trying to get a gauge of what my opponent can do. because he's Division 20, so I know he's a high level player, and I just wanted to see what his playstyle was like. Is he going to be a block breaker and constantly pressure me? Is he going to try cheese me? Is he going to be a leg kicker? So from the first round, I've gathered that my opponent's stand-up's very good. I think his ground game's okay. I think he's controllable on the ground, and as you see from the stats, that was probably his round because he threw more significant strikes. So it's the first round. I'd say it's gone to him, which is fine. That's always a possibility. So now in this round, realistically I'm looking to get this fight onto the ground and control him, because I had some success with it last round. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So my opponent's back to throwing the leg kicks, back to pressuring me. Right now he's throwing some lead leg kicks as well, he's mixing it up. And when he is pressuring me, after he misses the first couple strikes where I block him, I try to strike back to give him something to worry about. And I go for the takedown there, but I'm out of range. I think I went for a body shot, but he shot for a takedown, which is fine. I just don't want to miss takedown attempts often because of stamina. So he's trying to pressure me against the cage, trying to break my block with these hooks. And I'm always trying to circle away from the cage. I don't mind being on the outside fighting, but I don't want to get stuck against the cage. As you can see, when he's trying to pressure me, I'll pressure him back. When he's pushing me against the cage, and I'll circle away. So I'm looking to get this fight on the ground, and he's doing a good job of when I'm circling out for a leg kick there, and then he got the stun with the uppercut. He gets the drop, and this is where you need to remain calm. But where it's RDA now, I've got to be cautious because his head health isn't the best as it is, and he's now got the drop. So there's obviously been damage that's built up towards this. So I've just got to be careful, and I've got to think about where I go from here. So I shoot a takedown and I get him to the ground, and I know he's got the drop, so I'm not necessarily going to win this round, but I want to do enough damage this round, so if it goes to the next round, I'm confident that I can either drop him on the feet or I can get him to the ground and finish. So I'm throwing a lot of elbows, I'm controlling him on the ground, and this is what you've got to do with a RDA fight. You're going to want to deny the transitions, get him on the ground. As you see, I'm doing a good job of controlling my opponent. So I go for the Kimura attempt, and where I've denied my opponent's transitions, I know he's not going to be in the best place, and with the Kimura with RDA it's brutal, especially when you chain it straight into the armbar. And this is what you want to do with RDA. You want to get him to the ground, side control, and you want to shoot that Kimura. And as you can see, I submit my opponent, and this is where I said the submissions are a great strength of RDA. So you had one fight where there was a devastating KO against the first fighter, which was the McGregor, and then you had this fight which showcased how I had to deal with adversity with his chin health against a Justin Gaethje that was very good. And this is what you're going to want to do with RDA. You're going to want to take them down, you're going to want to control them, and you're going to look for those submissions at the right time. So as you see there, I denied his transitions and then I pulled off the slick submission. So when you guys are using RDA, he's usable on the feet and he's elite on the ground. So I'd say he is one of the better fighters to use a lightweight, especially once you get used to it. So that was the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.